Can you hear me, please? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can
sir,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Okay.
Please, I want to just give me some minutes. I want to drop a link for YouTube streaming for those of us that are unable to join, because this class can actually accommodate 100 people. So just bear with me and make sure you mute your mic, please. I'm going to be with us shortly. Thank you. Please, let's mute our mic. Oh, I just said that now. I know some people will not hear what Miss Alimat, please mute your mic. Haba. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. Please confirm with your emoji if you can hear me, please, so that we can proceed. Thank you. So, if you have a question, please raise up your hand. Don't raise up your hand, though. I just said emoji. Emoji, please. Don't raise up your hand, please. So, if you now have a question after this class or as the class is going on, please raise up your hand so that I can call you. Please don't put up your hand now. Don't put up your hand now. Put down your hand for now. It's when the class has started. That is when you raise up your hand. Miss Ngozi, please put down your hand, please, so that we'll know whether you have question or not. When I want to ask you a question or when you have a question, please, you raise up your hand. But for now, just put down your hand. And I'm going to actually give us time for us to ask questions. So I'm going to unmute the mic. So for now, we are going to stay like this. So before we start, we want to appreciate Almighty Allah, the uncreated the uncreated creator of all creations, the first without beginning, the last without ending. We appreciate Almighty Allah for bringing us together again in this diet. We pray to Almighty Allah that at the end of this diet, we shall have cause to say Alhamdulillah and to say bye-bye to audit and assurance and any other course in professional level. So may Almighty Allah accept our prayer. Amen. Now, let's kick started. I'm sure this class is for both people just coming from skills to professional. You are welcome. Likewise, this class is also for people that are written, that are already in professional, but they've not attempted audit and assurance. Welcome. And lastly, some people are here that they have attempted audit and assurance before, but they failed. This is another time to recreate the destiny again. So, and after this dive, we shall never have cause to write any paper in professional again. So let's say big amen to that. So this class is divided into three, like I said, people that are just moving from skills to professional. For the first time you are attempting this course, or you are just in professional for the first time, welcome. Then for the people that are already in professional, but this is their first time attempting audit and assurance, you are also welcome. And to my people that have been here before, that they've tasted it, they know how it goes, welcome. So that is on that part. Then again, I need to reiterate it to us. It's not that I'm trying to make us scared, but you can confirm from people that have written audit and assurance before and they fail, or people that have written before and they pass, or people that they wrote more than 3, 4, 5 times before they pass it. They will tell you this is not skills, this is professional level. And I was sharing with someone, the person was telling me that, but they said skills is more difficult than professional. I said, yes, in your thoughts, but this is professional. They need your professional judgment. And I need to tell us all that the hardest course to pass in professional level is advanced audit and assurance. I am not blabbing. I've been there. I'm talking from experience. So for those of you that just have it in mind that is it not written course, I'm going to write it. Come forward. This class is for you. For those of you that they said that, oh, audit and assurance, once I just have all this material and this thing, I can read by myself. Come forward. This class is for you. Then for those of you that just think that, oh, or that you've written the paper before, but you just feel like I'm going to relent, I'm not going to disturb myself again, this diet, come forward. This class is for you. So, like I said, advanced audit and assurance is the hardest course to pass in professional level because of the technicality of the course. So that is what made people, when we're in skills, the course that used to hold people down is PM. This one is yes, it's PM. This one is not like PM multiplied by 3 because it is written. So they are expecting you to just write. No, you need to apply technicality. And lastly, for those of us here working in an audit firm or be an auditor, and you just feel like, and you're attempting this paper for the first time, or you have attempted it before, and you have this confidence that, oh, because I am an auditor or I worked in an audit firm before, please come forward. This class is for you so that we can enjoy this class together. Thank you. Please, if you are hearing me, please let me see your emoji so that we can proceed. Thank you, everybody. Okay. So now I want to tell us again that for the sake of this class, we need to be attentive. We need to focus, and any information as regards audit and assurance, please don't joke with it. I know why I'm saying this. I have many people in my private class telling me that, last diet, we did not join the class together before, but now I want to join now. Because of the technicality, they've seen it. Now they now want to join. So some of them, I use them to do shakara. But for the sake of this class, let us be attentive. So all the information we need, we are going to dish it out here. So for this class is going to be mere introduction class for the syllabus, what we need to do, how we need to answer audit and assurance. Let me now tell you again, this advanced audit and assurance is not like strategic business reporting, which is then known as corporate reporting, because you deal with standard and figures. So when they give you a group financial statement that you need to consolidate, they will tell you this is the cost of control, this is the amount paid to have that percentage of control. You already know what to do, how to calculate your goodwill, to get your, whether it is NCI goodwill or parent goodwill, as the case may be, you know the figure that you are going to get if you calculate very well. Let's go to SFM, Strategic Financial Management. It also has figures in the time of cost of capital and the likes. When you are doing it, you already know what you are going to get, plus your professional judgment. Yeah. Case study. Also, case study, they must have give you pre-scene. You must have go on your own, study the pre-scene, calculate the index number, the percentage growth. So you are now going to wait for the unseen and merge it together. In some essence, you already know what to write and the figure you are going to get. In fact, in that case study itself, once you solve it very well, in the exam, or you just be copy. This will just be in your brain that I already know what I got before when I calculated this. Likewise, advanced tax too. It has figures too. If they give you figures, okay, petroleum profit tax or as the case may be, you already know your allowable expenses and disallowable expenses. So just know everything that is allowable and disallowable, and you are good to go. But advanced audit and assurance, you don't know where they will come for you. You don't know. So this is why you need to be attentive in this class. So let's get started. This is the material we are going to be using this diet, compiled by my humble self. This is the material, and that's my phone number there that we are going to be using for this diet. And let me iterate it again. APEX have their own material for advanced audit and assurance. Right now, Mr. Kabir WhatsApp has been banned because of numerous messages, but nevertheless, is the one that you can reach out to for APEX material. But this is my own personal material. This is the material I've been using since I've started lecturing in APEX here. And it's quite different from last year because because of the adjustment in the syllabus and the like. So we need to readjust and update the material again. If you need the material, please reach out to me after the class. Reach out to me after the class. The material is not free. I stand to be corrected. Even the APEX own is not free. This material is not free. So if you are interested, it is well summarized from chapter 1 to chapter 16, where the audit standard is there, the reference to past question, and tips on how to answer our professional exam in advanced audit and assurance. Is everything has been updated in this material. After the class, please DM me if you are interested. Thank you. So let's get started. I said after the class, not during the class. After the class, please feel free to message me. I'm the one that sent the link, because some of us are asking for my number. I'm the one that sent the link to the this thing. So this material has been updated to reflect the new syllabus and the like. So this is the syllabus. Although advanced audit and assurance did not, the syllabus did not affect advanced audit and assurance too much. So, but there are some area that the syllabus weight that was reduced and some remain constant. So let's quickly get through it and see what we are going to do. So, Audit and Assurance has 16 chapters from chapter 1 to 16. So, from chapter 1 to 3 covers the laws and regulation of audit and assurance engagement. So, in our own way, anything that has this 20% means that it is testable in the exam, meaning that we should be expecting like 1 or 2 questions from this aspect in the exam. Okay. The other one is accepting professional engagement and managing assignment. This is 15%. This is where we see our auditor's liability, that's chapter 4. Then the practice management, which is chapter 5 on quality control. The audit approach, which is chapter 6. That one covered from chapter 4 to chapter 6. So the art of our exam, that is at least 2 to 3 questions, at least 3 questions or 2. In some cases, 2. It might be more than 3, it might be more than 4 in some exam. This is the art of our exam. That is planning and undertaking audit work. And under this chapter, we start from chapter 7, which is audit planning. Chapter 8, which is the art of our exam, is audit evidence. Then chapter 9, other related service also. That is about this and chapter 10, joint audit. So that one carries 30% of our exam. Then again, drawing conclusion and reporting. Drawing conclusion and reporting. This one goes from chapter 11, which is non-audit services. Chapter 12, I think, is joint audit. Chapter 13, which is the internal control and outsourcing. Chapter 14, which is audit reports. This aspect, we should be expecting nothing less than 2 questions from this aspect, especially the chapter 14, which is audit report, because it has a lot of standard inside. Then application of information technology in audit. Last diet, this syllabus weight for this was 5%, but now it has been included to 10%, and they just tested this maybe like 2 or 3 diet things. But now I think we should be expecting either 1 or 2 questions from this diet too. So because of the new syllabus, the syllabus affected this part, so we need to also be conversant with this one. Then lastly, the current issue and development in audit and assurance was 5% before, and it is now 5%. But no question has been tested on this part before. And I'm sure this diet, 1 or 2 questions should also come out from this side. So this is the syllabus grid and syllabus width that we have in this diet. Then the way I structure this, please, you are going to ask your question. I'm going to give room for a question. So the way I structure this material, I put the syllabus, I encapsulate all the syllabus inside, like for this law and regulation of audit and assurance engagement. Everything we need to know there, the chapter that it covers, has already been updated in this material. So let's go through it, and I can now open floor for question. So please, if you have a question, please let me see your hands up. I will just call you, then you ask your question. We'll continue within 5 minutes. Any question, please? Please raise up your hand if you have a question, please. Am I communicating? Is this class flowing very well? Are you hearing me? Please let me see your emoji if you are hearing me. Do we have any question at all? If you have a question, please raise up your hand. Thank you, Mr. Tunde. Let me give you. So you can unmute and talk, sir. You can unmute and talk. Mr. Tunde Adeoti, you can unmute and talk.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Oh, sorry, I did not introduce myself. I'm Olatoji Idris, ACA. So that's my name, Idris. So, Mr. Tunde, let's hear you. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, my name is. Thank you,
Your
sir.
line is
From your
breaking, please.
analysis, sir, you said chapter 50. From the analysis you just gave us on the breakdown of those chapters,
Okay.
you have not yet explained chapter 15 and the last.
I have
Where is it
explained
coming from?
that's chapter 15 and 16. The
Now,
last
the way
10. Okay, please go on. I can't really hear you. Your line is breaking,
okay,
please.
what you just said, with the way you analyze,
I
can you
can
hear me
barely
like this,
hear
sir?
you.
Can you hear
Maybe,
me?
yes, I can hear you now. Mr.
Yes, sir.
Tunde, please type
What
your
I'm asking is
question.
that the way you analyze,
We can barely hear you. I think your network is bad there. You can type your
okay,
question. I'm going to attend to it. Thank you. Okay. So, Mr. Akpan, please, let's have you. Mr. Akpan, you can unmute and talk.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Please, as soon as I
I
attended
appreciate
to
your.
you, Mr. Tunde, you can put down your hand, sir, and unmute your mic, sir. Thank you. So, Mr. Akpan, please go on.
Good evening, sir. I appreciate you. Please, what I really want to ask or I want you to do as to help us is this your material. Please, can you make it to be timely so that we can start early to read since it's very wide, and let us know how it takes so that we can be able to get it right. Thank you.
That's not a problem. I just said that after the class, you reach out to me, then we can talk about it. Thank you. Then for the other one, if you are interested in Apex own too, I am sure maybe you are new. I don't know if you are new or you have been in this class before. So Mr. Kabil will handle that. But this is my own that I've been using. Apex own is also standard. So me, in my own, I will advise you to just buy the two in the sense that you can, if you compare the two, you now understand more and you have this wide knowledge on as to what you write very well. You can out from this one, then take from this one and merge it together to be a standard and comprehensive answers that you want to supply. Am I communicating, sir, Mr. Akman? I hope you understand, sir.
I do understand, sir. Thank you.
All right. So, Mrs. Abubakar, please. Let's quickly attend to ourselves.
Good evening, sir, and thank you for your time, sir.
All right. Good evening. Welcome.
My question is, some of us we are seeing this course for the first time. We are doing it for the first time. I can't remember when I did an audit. I don't know if there's a strategy or an idea that you can use as a tutor
Sir, if it
to
is that one,
simplify the
calm
course.
down. Right place. This class, I'm going to make it more simple and straightforward for us. Just make sure you attend the class. You are in the right place. Calm down. I've already said that if you are attending this class for the first time, maybe you are coming from skills to professional, this is the right class. Calm down.
Okay, so, sir. Thank you, sir.
Don't worry, we are going to attend to that. Thank you. So you can put down your hands and mute your mic. So lastly, Miss Soleyat, please, let's have you, ma. Please, quickly, so that we can move on. Hello? Are you there? Okay, please, you can put your question in the chat box and put down your hand, ma. Thank you so much. So, no other question. Please, let's proceed with our class. Thank you. We are now rushing. This chapter is a 16th chapter, and if we continue to engage this question when the lecture have not even fully started, I wonder we are going to cover the syllabus. And this diet we need to also try and do a revision class together. Maybe one of the this thing will be shared. We'll be treating past questions for us to get familiar with how it look like for advanced audit and assurance. The timetable will also be shared to us in no time. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to unmute everybody. So after 15 or 20 minutes, I'm going to come back again for any question, then we can proceed. Please, let me see your emoji as we proceed with the class. Thank you. Okay. So, please don't raise up your hand. You can only, I did not say you raise up your hand. It's emoji that I said you should, so that if I will know. Mr. Joshua, please put down your hand, sir. Thank you. You are raising up your hand. Thank you. Thank you. So let's proceed. As I explained before, I said that this chapter, the first syllabus grid is law and regulation, and it covers 20% of our exam. So under this, we need to understand the following elements of advanced audit and assurance. First of all, we need to clearly explain the need for laws, regulation, and standard, and also the code in the context of audit and assurance engagement. That is about law and regulation, that we need to understand why do we need any regulation and standard to guide the audit and assurance engagement. Then we must be able to discuss laws and regulations that guide the conduct of audit in Nigeria, such as CAMA 2020 as amended, the ICANN Act, the FRC Act, the guideline by FRC issued by FRC as amended in 2023 Act, and other audit regulation. Everything will be explained under these laws and regulation. Then we should be able to evaluate and explain the process and issue involved in standard settings at national and international level. That one, we'll see it in chapter 2. Explain the need for public oversight and corporate governance principle in audit and assurance. Under this chapter, under this laws and regulation, there's a need for us to explain to the public the oversight, the need for public oversight and corporate governance principle, what governs the principle of audit and assurance, and the practice. So everything will be explained under this chapter. Then we should be able to evaluate and communicate the interactions between national laws and regulation, and also the requirement of an assurance engagement. Then we must be able to evaluate and communicate the differences, the various jurisdictions, and how they deal with audit issues, including national and international approach, such as US Sarbanes-Oxley Law Act and related. This act was enacted in 2001, after the fall of Enron Company. So there's this Sarbanes-Oxley law that now strengthen more and give power to or what auditors need to do in their own way to ensure that audit engagement is given the most applicable and very excellent way, so that to reduce auditors' liability. Then under these laws and regulations, we should be able to explain the roles of audit committee and their impact on audit and assurance practice. Then finally, under laws and regulations, we must be able to compare and contrast the respective responsibility of management and auditors concerning the compliance with laws and regulations. Under these laws and regulations, we should be able to also state the respective responsibility of the management and also the auditor or the audit firm concerning what are the ways we can comply with laws and regulations that guide the preparation and presentation of financial statement as regards to the client, and also laws and regulations that guide an auditor or an audit firm during the process of audit engagement. So that is that about this. Then again, under this, we are going to talk about the professional and ethical issues. So these laws and regulations mostly cover from chapter 2 to chapter 3. Then professional and ethical issues. So this one actually covers from chapter 3 and part of chapter 4. So which tells us on how to identify the fundamental principles that guide the IFA code of ethics and ICANN code. There we have the integrity, objectivity, professional duty, and skills. Those are the fundamental principles that guide the IFA code of ethics and ICANN code. Then, after that, this syllabus also, which is number 2 on professional and ethical issue, we should be able to advise on technical, professional, and ethical issues that may arise during audits and assurance engagement in the public or private sectors, including evaluation and communication with any party to the engagement. That is this chapter, under this syllabus, we should be able to advise our technical advice, professional and ethical issue that might arise during the course of our engagement, either in private sector or in public sector, and the way we can evaluate and communicate those issues to the people in charge of the governance. Then we shall also establish that under this chapter. Then we must be able to evaluate and explain the extent of legal liability in the case of auditor's liability, whereby auditor did not do what he's supposed to do, and maybe the client now sue the audit firm or sue the auditor, as the case may be. We should be able to know the extent of the legal liability, including the criminal and civil law liability and professional negligence, and how they can be mitigated and how they can be corrected. Everything will be dished out to us under this syllabus and the respective chapter. You'll be able to identify the situation that may threaten to professional integrity, objectivities, and independence. So, whereby professional independence is being impaired, like there is this barrier that is disturbing you, that does not make you as an auditor or professional to give your opinion the way it's supposed to be. So this chapter also tell us what are the appropriate things or situations that might warrant an auditor not to be objective in his decision or in his opinion. Then again, we should be able to identify and make judgments on when it may be appropriate to refer to matter to a scenario to a senior colleague or for a third party evidence or consultation. Then again, we should be able to discuss and appraise the principal cause of audit failure, what caused audit failure, and other factors that can contribute to expectation gap. We are coming there. The meaning of expectation gap is the difference between what the user of financial statements think that it is the responsibility of auditor and what is the actual responsibility of an auditor. The expectation gap is what you think, like I'm the auditor, you are the user of financial statements. So the expectation gap now come to arrest what we think, what you are the user of financial statements, all the people that join the meeting here, that you are the user of financial statement. The expectation gap comes to tell us that what you think that might be my responsibility as auditor, and what the law actually permits me as an auditor to be my responsibility. That is what expectation gap is coming to address. Then to the expectation gap on responsibility for fraud and error, and recommend a way in which the gap may be bridged. So all these things from chapter 1 to chapter 3 shall be tested on 20% of the syllabus. Thank you. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. Then again, then the other one is quality management for professional firms and engagement. This is 15%. That is, under this syllabus grid, we shall going to be explain explicitly the accepting engagement. If we want to accept the engagement from a client, what are the things we need to put in place? We must be able to discuss the process that must be followed before accepting audit engagement. Everything will be dished out to us here in this class. We must be able to analyze and evaluate the issue that may arise during the process of obtaining audit work. Before you accept a proposal accept a job from your client, you should be able to think of what might be the causes of this thing, the risk associated with the client, the environmental risk and the likes. Under this chapter, we are going to be we should be able to analyze and evaluate all those issues that may arise during the course of our audit engagement. Then we should be able to identify and explain the legal, the professional and ethical issues that may arise during the acceptance of assurance or audit assignment. Then should be able to analyze and also evaluate the potential issue that may determine the nature, scope, and extent of assurance or engagement, audit engagement. Then finally, under this accepting this part for accepting engagement, we should be able to discuss the key elements of an engagement letter, including those agreed with the client or those imposed by laws and regulation. So let's proceed. The other one, so this accepting engagement will form part of our chapter 4, and to the other aspects there. Then the practice management is nothing less than chapter 5. The part of this practice management has to do with we as an audit firm, what the law expects us to put in place to ensure that all the engagement we are going to be doing for our clients has high quality. What are the things that we need to put together as an audit firm to ensure that our audit engagement is top notch? And also as an individual, what are the things that we need to do to make our audit engagement to be top notch? We are talking about quality management, which is practice management, quality assurance services. That is that about practice management. So we should be able to evaluate and apply appropriate policies and procedure for management of assurance, audit, and engagement. Then again, we should be able to evaluate and apply appropriate quality controls measures that may be used by firm during the course of assurance or audit engagement. And also we should be able to identify and evaluate the extent to which assurance and audit function within entity can be used or relied on. Then the last one there, okay, the following one is the quality management, which is ISQC1, which has to do with ISA 220. We should be able to know explain the principles and purpose of quality management of auditors, of audit and other assurance engagement. We are to continually describe the elements of the system of quality management relevant to a given firm. Then everything here is embedded under the quality management. Then we should be able to identify and evaluate the consideration by an auditor of risk, the risk prior to accepting an engagement. We should be, like what I said before, we should be able to identify the risk associated with the business before we accept the engagement. Then we should also apply the quantitative method and appropriate automated tools and techniques that are used in audit engagement. This syllabus, which is 15%, cover from our chapter, part of chapter 4 to chapter 5 to chapter 6. Then the art of our exam, at least 3 questions will come out from this part, is aspect of planning and undertaking audit work. This one cover from our chapter 7. Chapter 7, our audit planning. So under this, we have first of all, under it we have overall audit strategy. That is audit planning. So the audit planning is governed by ISA 300. We are going to see the audit standard are also embedded in this material for us to make easy reference. Then we should be able to analyze and evaluate and also explain the key areas of business that are important to understand. in developing an effective strategy plan, which is as at 300, as I said before. That is audit planning. So if you remember, if you want to write anything on audit planning, it is important for us to also quote the standard. If you remember that according to ISA 300, which is on planning of audits of financial statements, audit planning can be defined as so. So you state it and you make it more elaborate, because why? We are in professional, we are no more in skills. So we need to make our answer to be comprehensive, like we need to write notes to convince the marker. So let's proceed. We, under this overall audit strategy, we will also analyze and evaluate the relevant techniques needed for an effective understanding of audit work. Then we must be able to analyze and evaluate the CP, which is ISA 600. So if you are using third-party work information to start your audit process, ISA 600 also give us the guidelines for an auditor to follow if you are using the work of an auditor's expert. So let's proceed. Then we should also be able to evaluate and advise on element of audit risk, including the inherent and control risk, which is on audit approach, the risk of material misstatement, then sampling and non-sampling detection risk, and their relationship with audit planning procedure. Then again, ISA 315, which has to do with identifying and assessing the risk of material misstatement through understanding the entity and its environment. That is according to ISA 315. ISA 315 states that we should be able to identify and assess the risk of material misstatement through understanding the company, the entity and its environment. That is, we should be able to identify the risk of any misstatement. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, so we should be able. Excuse me. Thank you. So I think you can hear me. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah. So let's proceed. So under this chapter, we should be able to identify and assess anything that might be material misstatement through the understanding of the entity and its environment. So everything was going to come under this audit planning, which is ISA 300 and Chapter 7. Then again, to be able to identify and evaluate the component of risk for any assurance engagement and the sustainability of the assurance. Everything is there. So again, under this overall audit strategy, to be able to explain and evaluate how business process effect may affect the audit engagement, everything there is embedded in this material to evaluate and apply judgment and measures of materiality in carrying out an audit or assurance engagement. So this one, I have some materiality on my previous job that I've done. I can show it to us here. So I should proceed. Then we should be able to evaluate and apply analytical procedures that may be used to plan an audit or assurance engagement, including data analytics. We should be able to analyze and evaluate how risk and materiality judgment affects the planning of an assurance or audit engagement, including the nature, the timing, and extent of work. Then we should be able to develop audit plan, justify the judgment made on audit or assurance engagement based on the business scenario, which include the consideration relating to materiality, the internal control assessment of an organization, the reliance on internal audit specialists and work of other auditors, use of client-generated data, information and report, test of tools, substantive testing, and analytical review of procedure. And lastly, we should be able to visit the location, branches, and departments. So everything is under overall audit work. Then also we should be able to do, so everything here is embedded there, then which is on from chapter 7 to chapter 8. Then under here, which is assessment of risk, internal control, and internal financial control. So it's also part of our 30% syllabus weight. Then, which is on chapter 8. Everything we'll be talking about move from chapter 7 to chapter 8, which is audit evidence, that is ISA 500. Then that's the out of our exam, because there's a lot of standard that are also embedded in that aspect. So we need to iterate more on that aspect when we get to that chapter 8. Normally we used to use like two section for that chapter 8 because of the complexity of the where am I come from now? So because of the complexity of the chapter. Then lastly, the evaluation of accounting treatment. So because we are chapter 8, we are trying to gather audit evidence in order to form our opinion. So we need to make reference to the accounting standard and also audit standard. Then here you can see our standard from IS 1 to IS 41, which is on agriculture, from the way we prepare and present our financial statement to inventory to cash flow statement, right to chapter IS 40, IS 41 rather. Then also the incorporation of IFRS from IFRS 1 to IFRS 17, as the case may be, on insurance, the lease, the revenue from contract with customer. So the reason why we need to cover the standard and know about the standard, because when we are trying to gather our audit evidence, we should be able to make reference to the appropriateness and the guidelines from all this accounting standard. Then again, specialized audit and investigation, still under the 30% review. Then we talk about the different type of audit and investigation, the forensic investigation and reporting. What we need to know there, the claims and analysis for the role of forensic auditor, and as the case may be. Then again, not for profit making organization, how do we audit them? Everything is explained under this specialized audit and investigation, which is also part of our 30% syllabus weight. That is why I said under this part, we need to be very, very attentive and conversant with everything. Then to the aspect of joint audit, this one has entered chapter 10. I think it's joint audit to chapter 11. Chapter 10 also is joint audit and group audit. Then we know that the time in joint audit and when we have group audits, what do we need to do? What are the audit procedure and audit steps we need to take? Everything will also be embedded in this 30% syllabus weight. Then let's proceed. Everything is there for us to the aspect of investigation, then the due diligence. Now, this one has entered chapter 13. Aspect of due diligence. So what we need to do, if a due diligence can come in the aspect of when we want to do merger and acquisition, or we want to do buyback, or we want to acquire a new business, we need to do due diligence. So all these due diligence, they are non-audit assurance engagement. So we are coming to that. That's chapter 13, and yes, that's chapter 12 to chapter 13. Then we also need to discuss need for process for sustainability reporting and assurance. We need to discuss the guideline issued by Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria on assurance engagement, internal control, and financial reporting. Then to FRC and everything we need to know. Everything is going to be explained to us under this chapter. Now, to other 20% too, this one comes from aspect of chapter 14. So in the case of our exam, where the question used to come very well is from this chapter The art of this exam for generally start from chapter 5. So, but majorly this aspect of audit evidence, which is chapter 8 and chapter 14, can never be overemphasized, because we need to be more attentive under those chapters. Then, where we have drawing conclusion and reporting, this is 20% of our exam. For drawing conclusion, we should be able to analyze and evaluate the purpose of on how issue identified during the course of any assignment may be raised. Any issue that we discover when we are doing our audit engagement, how do we communicate them to the people in charge? So under this one that I just mentioned now is it has one standard in our audit and assurance. Yes. So communication of the efficiencies in internal control, that's at 265. So yes, I remember it's at 265. Everything is there in this material. You are going to see it there as we unfold the class. So, and when there's any issue we raise or we encounter during our audit engagement, how do we communicate the efficiency to the people in charge of the governance? Then that's what we are going to discuss under this drawing conclusion. And we need to identify and explain, and also how to apply the procedure that may be used, and consideration relating to identification of subsequent events that may require adjustment. That is IAS 10, which is event after balance sheet date. We used to use it very well under our drawing conclusion and reporting. Then also we should be able to identify, explain, and also apply the procedure that may be also used as consideration relating to identification of risk issue that may require disclosure. Any risk that require disclosure that you know that if you do not disclose it, it's going to have negative impact on the reporting entity and also the user of financial statements. So we need to report. Then lastly, under drawing conclusion, we need to evaluate and apply the quantitative and qualitative judgment based on results of tests and evidence obtained. Then to our audit report, that is ISA 700. What do we know? What we need to discuss the key audit matter. Key audit matter is ISA 701. Key audit matter are the matter that does not have significant effect on the financial statement, but they do not relate to figures or financial information. When we get to that, we are going to understand it very well. The key audit matter, the emphasis of matter, and the likes. If you are following me on LinkedIn, I posted like last week on difference between key audit matter and emphasis of matter. Both of them, they are audit standard in audit and assurance. So they are almost related, but they are not, because key audit matter is different from emphasis of matter. So, but if you do not understand very well, you are going to be mixing it together. So I posted something like that on my LinkedIn page last week, but under this class, we are going to explain the difference between the two, and how we are going to input these two if they present while we are auditing any company, as the case may be. Then we must be able to explain the responsibility of auditors in respect to other information in line with the requirements of ISA 720. And ISA 720 talks about ISA 720, I think it talks about the auditor's responsibility in relating to other information. That's ISA 720. It talks about the auditor's responsibility in relating to other information. Then again, we should be able to explain the circumstances which emphasis of matter or other matter paragraph may be appropriate to an auditor's report. So we are going to do justice to that. So everything there, right to the alphabet I, explain about the audit report, which the last one there is we should be able to identify and explain the issue that may be relevant and nature of report that may be given relating to risk management, the internal control, and governance. So, like I said, they've never tested I think they tested 2. But last diet, before they changed the syllabus, this part was 5%. Now it has been increased to 10%. It means that sooner or later, we should be expecting some question under this diet. So this one talks about the application of information technology. That is, how can we incorporate technology in our audit engagement? Like my office now and Big Four, they use audit software. So it's easy. Once you get the trial balance, is that software that prepare the account, and you just go to the field. You already know what you need to do, but it is very, very expensive. So we use the application of information technology in auditing. That's what this aspect is talking about. So if any of us is working Big Four here, you should know that they are using audit software and even accounting software, because it's not only auditing they are doing, they also do consultancy as an accountant also. So you should be able to discuss the impact of IT on audit environment. That's that about that. Then you also need to analyze the benefit of IT control framework in internal control. Example, COVID. This COVID, we are going to talk about it in chapter 6. Yes, chapter 6 or 7. I think it's chapter 6. And we also need to discuss the application and web trust assurance. We should be able to evaluate the application of algorithms reviewing business, discuss the application of digital forensic. We talk about technology before, and we talk about forensic, which is application of science and technology in detection of any fraud and error. But now we can also use digital forensic, which has to do with any technology to do our investigation. Then we should be able to discuss the data protection, regulation compliance in audit, and also we should be able to discuss the utilization of robotic process automation in audit and assurance engagement. Then lastly is 5% of our syllabus, which is current issue development in audit and assurance. This is chapter 16. This chapter has not been tested before, but because they just changed the syllabus, we should be expecting 1 or 2 questions from this aspect too. It has to do with audit in a blockchain environment. The relevant issue or the issue that just happening might not be based on all this one, no. But the current issue in development of audit and assurance, like this FRC Act, how it affects our engagement, the internal control over financial reporting, internal control, ICFR, that is internal control over financial reporting. We should be able to understand that too. These are the current issue in development of audit and assurance, and also discuss the deployment of virtual reality in audit and assurance. Should be able to disclose the use of cloud-based audit tools. That is where we are using the audit software. There is also cloud-based tools for them to store any information that we process on our audit software. Then the role of data analytics in audit, the discussion of audit firm and partners rotation and the like. Everything is embedded under this current issue in development of audit and assurance, which is 5%. Like I said, it has not been tested before. I'm sure this diet is going to be tested. This is the applicable audit standard I said I've already added to the material, and you can see it from ISA 200 to ISA 706 to the ISA 810, which is engagement on reporting on summary financial statement. There are some standard also, which is international standard on review engagement, ISRE. We have ISRE 2400, 2410. So everything is there for us to know, and the applicable treatment on any of the chapter, we have also incorporated the chapter there, all the standard there, that any of the chapter that goes with all the standard, it has been updated in every of the chapters to the last one, which is other relevant laws and procurement. We can see it there. Then what we need to do, guide to examination assessment. Now let's listen. Like I said, most of us are just coming from skills that we used to think that, oh, skills now, should be they say the skills now. Skills is more difficult than professional. Now lie, they lie for you. But now, get to examination assessment. What do we need to do? First of all, I can reserve the right to examine any topic in the syllabus at any examination diet. So, giving us, when we are doing case study or that time, for those of us that have written case study in professional before, there is what we call disclaimer. We will also talk about it here under chapter 14 when we are doing audit report. Disclaimer means that I did not say because of this. Then you now say that disclaimer in audit report means that I am an auditor. I cannot say everything. But to some extent, I've done to some extent that I'll be able to vouch for all my evidences that now relate to my statement. So disclaimer here is that I can have right to test any of the topic in the syllabus. Don't say that because this one is 5% that they will not come to this side. This one is 10%, they will not come to this side. That you now focus more on that 30% and the likes, and the exam now come now and the reverse is the case. So they have right to test any topic. Then again, as the new standard and law may be examined after 6 months, which is this diet to the next 4 or 5 years, even if the effective date is in the future. So that's about what we need to know. Content. Table of contents, chapter 1 is audit and assurance, meaning of audit and assurance. Then the regulatory environment, which is chapter 2. Rules of professional conduct, that's where we are going to be talking about the integrity, the rules that govern our engagement. Then chapter 4 is professional responsibility and liability. What we need to do as a practitioner and professional, and in the case of we did not do what we're supposed to do, what are the liability therein? That about chapter 4. Chapter 5 is practice management, the quality control, what we need to put together as an audit firm to make our audit engagement to be more successful and to be top-notch. That's what we are going to be discussing under this chapter 5, which is practice management. The audit approach is chapter 6. The approaches to how we audit our client. Is it a risk approach or system-based approach? Is it financial statement approach? Is it a financial positions approach? All these approaches, we'll see them one after the other, and we are going to explain each approach and how it is applicable to the work we are doing. That is under chapter 6. Now, chapter 7, which is ISA what? ISA 500 is not audit planning. Audit planning is ISA 300. Yes, audit planning is ISA 300. I've said it before. Planning of audit of financial statement is ISA 300. That is chapter 7. We are going to be talking about now that a client has given us approval to audit their company. What are we going to do as an audit firm, as an auditor? What are the plans we are going to put in place to ensure that the quality management we are going to put in our work, so that we'll be able to give our opinion on the financial statement and also report of any deficiency to the people in charge of governance. So audit planning has to do with what we need to do as an audit firm, what we need to put together to ensure proper planning during audit process. Then the art of our exam is audit evidence, which is chapter 8, which is ISA 500. Like I said, we need to be more attentive under this chapter because it covers a lot of what we are going to be doing. Then again, we move to chapter 9, which is evaluation and review. After we audit, we evaluate and we review. Then the last one is group audit financial statement. Then audit related services. Then assurance services. Audit related services has to do with maybe all those forensic investigation, all those assurance services. Then that's chapter 11 and 12, assurance services. Then chapter 13, which is internal control and outsourcing. So can we rely on the internal control, the work of internal control in the organization as an auditor. If there's internal control, if it is working well, can we rely on the information supplied to us as an auditor by the internal control of the organization? Then outsourcing, can the company outsource for their internal control or outsource for staff or professional that can help them to put their accounting process together? That is all about chapter 13. Then chapter 14 is also out of our exam, which is on reporting. That is ISA 700. Then we go to ISA 701, the key audit matter, the emphasis of matter, chapter 705 and 706 as revised. Everything is going to be embedded under our chapter 14, which is audit, reporting of audit of financial statement. The current issue, as I said earlier on before, which is chapter 15, and which has not ever been tested before. That is 5%. It has never been tested before. Then application of information technology in auditing. Before the change of the syllabus, this aspect was 5%, but now it has been increased to 10%. So you should be expecting 1 or 2 questions from this aspect. So that is that about the table of content. Then we proceed to chapter 1. At this junction, let me entertain question from my dear professional colleague. Please, you have the floor, Miss Suleyat. Please, let's have you. Thank you.
Hey. All right, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hello.
I can hear you. Please go on.
All right, thank you. Please, from these new syllabus of 18, the forensic everything, please, from which of this chapter does it have effect?
The forensic does not affect the professional. The forensic was added to skills.
Oh,
so
thank
don't
God.
get it twisted.
Okay. So which
But
means
there's aspect of forensic in chapter 11 that we need to understand very well, because sooner or later they will be asking us in that direction. So if you've been reading very well, you will know that there is forensic investigation in chapter 11. Yes. So they need the reason why they put it in skills was because that you in professional, you already know there's something that is called forensic investigation, but in skills they don't know. And in professional, it will continue from what we know in skills. So that is why they explain more of professional judgment and reporting in professional, not like they want to take our check our skills ability, which is ability to understand the accurate answer to a given scenario. In skills, they are actually expecting you, if we ask you 1 + 1 is 2, you should be able to prove and give us 2. So in professional, if they ask you, if they tell you that 1 + 1 is 2, but you said 1 + 1 is 3, yes, you might be right. So what they need from you is, can you please explain to us professionally how you say 1 + 1 is equals to 3? 1 + 1 is equals to 3 as a financial person. In financial management, when we are talking about synergy, if you can remember, they said 1 + 1 is equals to 3, which is your ability plus my ability will give us what? Good turnover, right? So if you can explain professionally, be more judgmental, and you give us your professional judgment as to when 1 + 1 is equals to 2, as regards to when 1 + 1 is equals to 3, as regards to 2 that we normally know. It is acceptable. That is why you are in professional. Have I answered your question, man?
Yes, sir. Please, last question. Please, it's a new added syllabus. Will they test it in November, or they'll move it to next year? Is it possible?
I've already told you. It is there that I can't have any right to test any topic from the date the syllabus has been changed. And they've changed the syllabus since the end of last diet. So since last diet, so which is going to affect in this new diet. So any changes in syllabus will have effect on the immediately when the syllabus has changed. So it's going to have effect from this new diet that we enter till next 5 years. Am I communicating, man?
Yeah, yes, sir, you are. Thank you.
All right.
But then,
Please, you
please,
can.
your lecture material, does it remain the same, or there's an added stuff to it?
This madam, you know me and you will still fight.
We
You
cannot
know,
fight. We cannot fight.
we'll fight because I want to remember that I said it before the beginning of this class that this material is now updated. If you have the old
Oh,
one,
well, I didn't
you
join from the start. I didn't join from the start. I joined in between.
okay. Okay, like
Yeah.
here now, there's new, there's all this standard. The material is updated. You remember when we are doing revision last diet? I sent another document to us
The
on
standard.
chapter review.
Yeah.
Chapter review from chapter 5 to. I remember I did chapter review from chapter 5 to chapter 14. Then that is what we need to know from each chapter. But now in this material, all those chapter review have already been embedded in the chapters from the beginning. You can see I said the contents, introduction, the exam content. That is, you should be able to know this, and this chapter talks about this. Do you understand now?
All right. Thank you. That's fine.
So as you are reading, I said at the end of this chapter, readers should be able to understand this also. This thing was not there before, and there's a lot of modification in the material. So
Okay.
I hope I've answered your question, ma.
Yes, you are. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma. Yes, ma. Please, you can put down your hand. Please, any other question?
Yes, sir.
Please, before you start saying anything, please raise up your hand, ma'am. Mrs. Ngozi, please. Okay, yeah,
sir. Sorry.
let's hear you.
So my question is just, don't be annoyed. I just want to know this class, is it audio or video? Because I can't access this thing, the materials you are talking of, or the venue. I can't. Is
I
it
am the
video
one
or
that is video out.
no? Is it
I am
no? I'm
okay.
trying to know. Is it audio or video? I'm trying to access the environment. I'm not seeing anything materials or the boards anyway.
The
Where you are
material from
writing?
where? I'm the one. I'm the
No,
one that
well,
is
yeah.
presenting now.
Are you writing anything
So
there?
I'm not writing anything. This is what. This
Okay,
is
this
modern way of.
audio. It's audio, Nabi.
Madam,
What do you mean
scroll
by
up.
audio? I don't understand. You are seeing. It's just that you are not seeing my face. This is what I'm doing at the moment. I am lecturing. This is
She
Google
not
Meet.
see the
I don't
shared. No,
understand the basis of
I'm
your
not
question.
expect to. I'm not expect to see your face. I'm not expect to see your
Okay.
face. There is normal,
So
like the one I watched yesterday. I was seeing the board, the material. I was seeing what the information, what they are dictating. I was seeing paper. So, but now I can't see anything. I just be
is this
hearing
the first
voice.
time you join? Is this the first time
I'm
you are
just
joining this
here.
class?
Yes, sir.
Hold
I'm
on
just
and calm
hearing the
down. We are
voice.
not fighting. Calm down. Is this the first time you are joining this class?
Yes, sir.
That is why. So this is professional class. Welcome to professional. You just join
Okay.
professional, man.
No, sir.
Okay. Maybe this is the first time you are
For
joining a test. So
for APES.
okay, welcome to a test. This is how we
Okay.
do our class. This
Okay.
material now, it is my own material. So I am presenting it like maybe we are in the class, we are doing presentation. Instead of
Okay.
you are seeing board, those ones that you are seeing board, they are writing it on the board. They are making live class, like they are writing it on the board. Instead to save, because I cannot get board, I also work. I work in an organization too, so I cannot come from work now and start writing something on the board. That is why I have material that I'll be using to teach you in the class. So, like as we are teaching now, this class is live on YouTube. So after this
I can
class, if
watch
you
it.
want to watch it, you can
Okay.
watch on YouTube. So you can see that we are about 100 in this class. This 100 can accommodate this thing can accommodate 100. But I still have more than 300 students watching on YouTube live now.
Okay.
So after the class, maybe you have something to also remember from this class. You can check the YouTube link. The link is going to be sent to you after you check the
Okay.
link. Then you will
I can watch
you
it
have
again.
access to the video and we watch again. Thank you,
Okay.
Mrs. Ngozi, and welcome to Apex.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so any other question? Any other question, Mr. Paul?
Yes, sir.
Quickly. So by night. Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. Good evening,
Can I go ahead, sir?
Mrs. Aminat, please. I'm going to ask you after Mr. Paul. Please just hold on, ma. Okay, please go on, Mr. Paul.
Thank you, sir. First of all, thank you for the presentation. It was brief and apt and straightforward. We really appreciate it. Now, my question goes in respect of the content, this new syllabus that they brought up. In your experience for the years you've been a chartered accountant, I'm sure you have witnessed changes like this. Do we need to worry about what we are reading within the text that have been provided to us? Is there a likelihood that they bring new text for us? Thank you, sir.
This is it. This is it. Like I said, that advanced audit and assurance did not the syllabus did not affect the advanced audit and assurance much. It's just that there are some syllabus weight that was high before. They reduce it and merge it with another one, meaning that under that aspect, yeah, you should also expect more questions as they used to test it before. So that is that about that. So what if the syllabus now change entirely? Does it mean that the old study pack is useless? It was not useless. If new syllabus is being put in place, meaning that they just updated, they add to the one you have before. So the old one, you cannot render it useless. That is not, it is not useful again because they've changed the syllabus. Is still the same thing itself? The only thing that you encounter there. This thing don't start now.
What's happening now?
It's my network. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
my network that just threw me out. So, what we are saying in essence that the old material is not rendered useless. So the old material is still valid because ICANN is not going to bring new study pack now till probably the exam is coming, exam is near. So we need to, the reason why they give us syllabus earlier on, so that you as a student, you can update yourself and read in regard to that aspect. So to other one like strategic business reporting that they changed from corporate reporting to SBR, the syllabus is still the same thing. They just changed the name and they added some new, maybe one or two informations to it, but it's still the same thing as what it is in corporate reporting. So nothing changed. Do you understand? I hope you are getting me, Mr. Paul.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. The explanation is direct. Thank you.
Okay. So, Mrs. Aminat, let's hear you. So then we can. Good evening. Please let's make it fast.
Please, mine is not really a question. I just wanted to be sure about I don't know if you are going to cover the pattern of us asking answering exam question, because this is not my first, second, or third time writing AAA, and I don't know precisely what I'm doing that is not making me to pass this paper.
We are coming to that.
Okay.
We are coming to that, ma.
Okay.
All right. Please, you can put down your hand, ma. Thank you. So, Mrs. Oluwayemi, please fast. Let's quickly talk about it. If I call your name, you not respond to me, I'm going to call another person. Mr. Aino, please go on. Mr. Aino, please. Okay, so let us proceed.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Can you please make it snappy, ma?
Okay, yes, sir. My question is not much, sir. Yes, sir. So this audit and assurance now, you said it's like advanced coming from skills. So what about we that we didn't write audit and assurance? We didn't write audit in skills level. We're exempted.
That is no. I'm just saying that it's still the same thing that they teach you in skills, but this one is more advanced. Like what you need to.
They're
so
not
if
teaching
you
me. I used BSc accounting, so I didn't do audit in skills.
And you use BSc accounting, yeah. So you now start
Yes,
from
sir.
professional straight.
I started from skills, so I was exempted from auditing skills.
Okay, yes. Now they know that you did auditing when you are in undergraduate. Now that is why they exempted you.
Jesus is Lord. Okay. Oh.
So people that they did audit in skills are the people that they are not accounting graduates. So because they know that they not know about anything audit before. So let's go. We are going to deal with that. Don't worry. You have come to the right place. Don't worry. Everything is going to be fine. So which other person, Mr. Aina, please, lastly, let me quickly attend to you so that we can proceed. Mr. Aina, please, your hand is up. You have the floor now, sir. All right, it's not there, so let's proceed. Okay, so let me quickly reiterate something to us here, and that's where we are going to quickly talk about this. Okay, okay, let's quickly talk about this chapter 1, then I'll use that one to clear the class, then we'll continue on Friday. So chapter 1, this chapter has to talk about the meaning of audit and assurance. So you can see the content, the meaning of assurance, the meaning of audit and audit related service, and then chapter review. So under this chapter for the exam context, so after this chapter is short, very, very short, and it's bridged from skills level of audit and assurance model to what? To professional level. And this chapter reminds the student of the core concept underlying the audit and assurance. So at the end of this chapter, reader, which is me and you, should be able to do one, explain the basic concept of assurance, the audit, and level of assurance. And again, you should be able to describe the examples of audit related service. So then lastly, we should be able to describe the audit related services, including the review, and compilation. So what do we call assurance engagement? What do we call assurance engagement? So for the sake of this class, I used to, and I'm going to ask us, the essence of this class is to understand what we practically need to know about the meaning of the assurance engagement, as the case may be, what covers what calculated in the meaning of audit, the assurance, and any other non-audit assurance services. So in regard to this thing, what we have here, we are going to explain to ourselves the meaning of assurance engagement. So, like I used to say, because we are in professional, well, please let's put down our hand. Mr. Agbenga, please put down your hand, sir, if you are hearing us. Mr. Agbenga, can you please put down your hand? Let me see if I can lower your hand for you. Please put down your hands, sir, if you are here listening to us. So, should in case of this, because we are a professional student, we need to learn how to explain ourselves and give professional advice and judgment on anything we are doing. So what I'm saying in essence, that under this assurance engagement, because of my understanding, I can as well give us about 2 to 3 definitions of assurance engagement. So far I understand, or it's I can give that definition because of my understanding on the subject matter. What I'm saying in essence that there's no limit to what you can write in your exam. First of all, we need to understand the subject matter very well. If you understand the subject matter, then we can now twist it to any aspects that we want to twist it to. So by this time, let me quickly start. I give us the meaning of assurance engagement. Let's start. Assurance engagement is an engagement where a practitioner, which is an auditor, is engaged by one party, or which is the owner of the business, to give an opinion on pieces of information that have been prepared by another party. The opinion here is simply an expression of comfort about the information review. Assurance engagement is a situation, is a process whereby a practitioner might be an auditor, might be an accountant, might be a surveyor, might be an actuary. So far they are professional. Like I said again, it can be an accountant, an auditor. A surveyor is a professional in their field. An actuary is a professional in their field. So any professional at all engaged by the owner of the business to come and give opinion on the pieces of information that have been prepared by another party. So the essence of this assurance engagement is to give opinion, which is simply an expression of comfort to the owner of the company that the information given to the owner of the company by the person that prepared the account is of true and fair view. This is what I'm saying in essence, so that we can get it very well. Where this assurance engagement comes from is, I am the owner of company A. So I am the owner. You know, the owner is not it's just the it cannot be an accountant of the company, like a very standard organization. The owner employs some people, like employs people in HR department, the internal control, the finance department, which is the account department. So now, after the financial year end, the account department will compile all the tools and the information. They prepare the account on their financial year end, on what they've been doing from January to December. They prepare the account and they present it to the owner of the account. Then the owner of the account now engage another person, which is the practitioner, engage the auditor that, please come and give me assurance on this account prepared by my accountant, for me to know whether all this information therein is of true and fair view. So that thing you are doing for me, you just want to express an opinion that will give me comfort that, oh, the account prepared or the information supplied to me by my accountant or anybody charged with affair to prepare and present the financial statement in that organization is of true and fair view. So the reason why I engage you, the practitioner, is to come and express on your opinion on the financial statement prepared by the accountant, so that to give me comfort that the information I receive is genuine and there is no material misstatement about it. That is where assurance engagement comes from. That is where audit comes from. I hope we understand now. Please, if you understand, please let me see your emoji. That is the basic and simplest way to explain the meaning of assurance engagement. You can see the way I take my time to explain so that we can understand. I said an assurance engagement. Forget about what you are seeing here. I want you to understand it. An assurance engagement is the process or situation whereby the owner of the company reach out to an auditor or reach out to a practitioner to come and express an opinion on the information prepared or the financial statement prepared by the accountant in order to express an opinion and give me, the owner of the company, comfort that all the information supplied to me by my accountant is genuine. That is where assurance engagement comes from. So if you understand, you can now put it in your definition that an assurance engagement can be defined as a situation or a process whereby a practitioner, which is an auditor or an accountant, is engaged by the owner of the company or another party to come and give an opinion on the piece of information that has been prepared by by another person, which is by the third party or by the accountant of the organization. And the essence of this is to express opinion, and the express of opinion will now bring comfort to the owner of the company that the information received by the third party or by the preparer of financial statement is genuine and authentic. So that's that. You can also say again in another definition. I can form my own based on my understanding on the assurance engagement. I can form my own that an assurance engagement can also be defined as an engagement with the practitioner, such as the auditor, aim to obtain sufficient, because the reason why the third party, the owner of the company, give you the engagement is to come and what? Is to come and obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence to express your opinion that the financial statement prepared by the another party, which is the accountant or the person in charge of preparing the account, as the case may be, is of true and fair view. It is free from material misstatement, and the account is prepared fairly and presented fairly, and also the account is prepared in accordance with regulatory or relevant laws and regulation. You can see the way I also form another definition is because of the understanding I have on the meaning of assurance engagement. So as a professional, they are not expecting you that you just give them assurance engagement is can be defined as where the practitioner is engaged by another person to come and give opinion on the financial statement, whether it's of true and fair view. Yes, that is simple, but you cannot keep it short. This is not skills. This is professional. After that, you should be able to expand your definition for you to convince the person, because I told us, if you remember, that here in professional, they need our professional advice and judgment on particular scenario, not on what you are seeing in the book. They want you to understand that, oh, we approach you to give us solution based on your experience or what you have seen before, or as a practitioner, you must have one or two things that will help us. So any question you are seeing in professional level, see it as if the question, the solution, the problem is right in your presence like this, and you are the one that provides solution to that problem. So if you understand, if you have that mindset, that instinct, that all these things they're asking me in professional, it does not only relate to what I see or what I read in the book. I need to apply my own professional judgment that with what I read in the book and what I'm seeing now, with what I read in the book and the experience that I've seen in other engagements, let me add it together and use it to help these people. That is why you are a professional. They need your professional judgment. And because of the technicality of this advanced audit and assurance, there's a need for us to put down everything in pieces and start merging it together for us to understand very well. So an assurance engagement is nothing other than any engagement where the practitioner might either be an accountant, the auditor, the surveyor, as I said before, the actuary, any professional at all, is engaged by one person. That one party is the owner of the company, to come and give an opinion. By giving an opinion, you are trying to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence that the account prepared by another party, which is the accountant, as the case may be, to come and express opinion about the account prepared by the third party, whether it's of true and fair view. And that opinion that you express is going to give comfort to the owner or the financial statement, or the owner of the company, that, oh, the financial statement they actually present to me is of true and fair view and is free from material misstatement. That is that about assurance engagement, the meaning. I hope you understand. Please, if you understand and you want me to continue, please let me see your emoji, please. Thank you. Yes, correct. The class is following me. I love this. I love this. So we can proceed. We can proceed. Please don't raise up your hand though. Please just give me emoji. So when it's time for me to ask question, we will ask. Then let's quickly proceed then to forms of assurance. What are the forms of assurance that we have? We have statutory audit assurance and non-audit assurance. What is statutory audit assurance? So according to ISA 200, it states that statutory audit is one of form of assurance engagement. We know that. ISA 200 states that the purpose of an audit is to enhance the degree of reliance and confidence of intended user on the financial statement. What we are saying, that one is the importance of statutory audit. What is statutory audit? A statutory audit, it is independent examination of financial statement of an organization. I'll say it again. A statutory audit or auditing can be defined as the independent examination of financial statement by an independent person, which is an auditor, to carry out an extensive review on the financial statement of an organization in order to form an opinion, or in order to express an opinion whether the financial statement prepared and presented by the accountant or the owner of the organization, as the case may be, is free from material misstatement, the account is fairly presented, and the account is prepared and presented in accordance with relevant laws and regulations. So that is the meaning of statutory audit. I will say it again. Statutory audit can be defined, just like you are explaining, you are defining audit. That is, it can be defined as the independent examination of financial statements of an organization by an independent person in order to form an opinion on the financial statement, that the account is free from material misstatement, it is prepared fairly, and it is prepared and presented in accordance with regulatory laws and standard that governs the preparation and the presentation of that account. So that is the meaning of audit. The meaning of audit is to examine. You are examining the financial information, the financial record of that company, in order for you to form opinion that, oh, from what I've gathered so far, this account is fairly presented. That is that about statutory audit. And ISA 200 also state that the purpose of audit is to enhance the degrees of reliance, just like what I just said now, and confidence of intended user. So who are the intended user? Intended user are the stakeholder, the shareholders, the government, the payable, the receivable, the financial analyst. Those are the user of financial statement. They are the intended user. So you are trying to enhance the degree of reliance and confidence that, oh, the financial statement is of true and fair view. You are building the confidence of the user of the financial statement. However, the shareholder and other stakeholder relies on the information provided by the financial report of the company without question, and this as a result of an assurance provided by the practitioner on the quality of the information. So that is that about statutory audit as regards to form of assurance engagement, as the case may be. So again, they said statutory audit is highly and closely regulated by laws and professional practice with formalized processes. So audit related service. Audit related service is still under statutory audit. So we have statutory audit. After statutory audit, we have some other audits that you can do that is statutory, which is audit related service. So let's proceed. Audit related services are also engagement undertaken by an accountant or firm accountant to perform the assignment as one, to review the account, to agree upon procedure, and compilation. That is under audit related service. Review the account, agree upon procedure, and compilation. So let's step down to review. What do we mean by review of the account? This is an engagement where the practitioner cross-examine work that has already been done. It might be an accountant or an auditor. If they ask you to come and review, a review of audit work, like the engagement I'm currently doing now, right now in my office, I'm reviewing an account of a company from 2019 to 2023. So that's a review. Another person has done the account. I'm trying to cross-examine work that another person has already done. That is review. That's nothing other than review. So review in another context is you are in the office. Your guy gave you that, Mrs. A, please prepare a report on our monthly financial statement. And he said, after you prepare it, please send it for me to review. So you can bring review in that aspect that your guy is trying to check what you have done. He's trying to review to correct it. The correction it will give you is, correct this part, and it will correct it. It will make a correction there and give it to you to adjust it. That is what auditor is doing. That we cross-examine the work that another person has already done. If there's any issue, we'll correct it and we'll give it as an opinion that, from what we have done, this is what you for what you have done, for what we have done. This is our opinion. This is what we express as our opinion. So that is what we call about review. That just put review in like, my guy gave me work in the office to do. After preparing it, he said I send it to him to correct me. So by sending it to your guy, or your guy is trying to review for necessary correction, that is the same thing auditor is doing. So they said review, this is an engagement where a practitioner cross-examine work that already been done by another person. Please, I hope you understand. Please, if you understand the way I just said that example of review, please let me see your emoji so that I can proceed. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So again, review provide low, moderate level of assurance. So by the time you review, don't forget that this review is still under audit related service. So by the time you review, you tend to have this level of assurance that the information under the review is free from material misstatement. Let's go to agree upon procedure. The agree upon procedure is a situation whereby a procedure is adopted by the client specification under this agree upon procedure. So you don't forget, I want you to understand that you are under audit related services. It can be, they can call us to come and review an account, just like what I said that I'm doing now. They can call us to do agree upon procedure. Agree upon procedure is a situation under this aspect that, they reach out to you as a practitioner, please come and help us to conduct an interview for these people in account department. You are agreeing on the procedure they lay down to you. They can also call a practitioner to come and do agree upon procedure. That is that about that. Then again, agree upon procedure is just a situation whereby an accountant or a practitioner is acting on requirement or specification of the client. That is agree upon procedure. Another example of agree upon procedure that they can call you as an accountant. Please help us to prepare a standard questionnaire for our staff on the new policy we want to implement, for us to know whether we can proceed on the policy implementation or to hold on. They reach out to you to come and prepare questionnaire. They already told you that don't do any other thing. Just prepare questionnaire on this also matter. Prepare it. We want to give it to our staff for them to answer it. So after they answer it, we will know whether to continue to implement the policy or not. So agree upon procedure in a simple term is a situation whereby the practitioner is called upon to come and do specific assignment on special requirements by the client. Please, do you understand that, everybody? If you understand, please let me see your emoji, please. I want us to understand the basis of what we are discussing. So by the time we are progressing, you will understand. Then the last one is compilation. Also, a practitioner can also call to come and do compilation. So under this system, the practitioner is engaged to prepare information for client rather than audit work or prepare by someone. For example, a practitioner may be asked to prepare task computation. That is compilation. See, the reason I put it here is with this example, I want us to understand what it covers under each chapter. When you are doing review, I've explained the meaning of review. I give us example. Agreed upon procedure. I give us an example. Then compilation. This is the example of compilation. They call on you to come and prepare information that just like task computation. You know, accountant also prepare task computation. For those of us in account departments now, where I was working before, I work as in a consulting firm whereby I do accountancy service for some people. I also do I audited some people accounts. Then I also serve as task consultant. I do task computation like payee, pension, on VAT, then CITN, as the case may be. So anything that has to do, for example, that task computation, it can be regarded as compilation. So after that, you now give report. So under the compilation, no assurance is provided, as the practitioner will have prepared the information rather than cross-examine what another person has done. So under this compilation, you are not reviewing, you are preparing. So I said it there that under this compilation has no assurance. You are not expressing opinion on anything. You are preparing information rather than cross-examining it, rather than reviewing it. So that is that about audit-related service as regards to review or agree upon procedure and compilation. Please, if you are enjoying the class, please let me see your emoji so that I can proceed. We just have 10 minutes to the end of this class. So let's quickly, so that I can finish this chapter 1. So non-assurance services, I told you that it's not only to come and audit financial statement or figure to figure. That is what audit and assurance entails. Non-assurance services has to do with, so assurance services in the aspect of statutory audit has to do with verification of figures in the financial statement. That is what they call financial information. Another meaning for all those figures you are seeing in that financial statement, maybe revenue 20,000, cost of sales 30,000. For example, those are what we call financial information. So non-audit assurance, it does not, it is an audit, but it does not relate to any financial information. Yes, it does not relate to any financial information. So under this non-audit and assurance, let's see what we have there. He said these are work that require no financial reports. That is, the report here are not financial, and basically they are not financial information, but they are basically on policies, structure, system, responsibility, and other social economic activities. So you are not trying to audit or review financial information here. You are reviewing non-financial information, and non-financial information can either be policies, structures, system, responsibility, and other social activities. So example might be corporate social responsibility, that's CSR, like you are giving or you are helping the community where your company is located, the environmental policies, employment policies, non-financial performance indicator. These are the examples of non-assurance services. Due diligence is also non-assurance services because it does not relate to financial information. So these are that's the meaning of non-assurance services, and also audit-related services compilation. So non-assurance services, does not deal with financial information. It is rather on policies, structure, system, responsibilities, and other social economic activities, and also due diligence. So that is that about non-assurance services. Please let me see your emoji now so that I will know that this class is flowing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's proceed. Lastly, elements of assurance engagement. What are the elements of assurance engagement? We have the party relationship. That is, under assurance engagement, there are 5 things that will cover assurance engagement, whether it is on financial information or non-financial information, whether it is audit-related service or non-audit-related service. There are 5 elements that must be present. First of all, the party relationship, that is the practitioner, which is me, the accountant or the auditor, the responsible party, which is the owner of the company, and the intended user, which is under the party relationship. There will be practitioner, which is me, the accountant or the auditor, the responsible party, which is the owner of the company or the preparer of the account. Then the last one is the intended user, the final user of the information. Then subject matter. What are the things you want to audit? Is it on financial information? Is it non-audit related services? Is it on due diligence? Is it forensic investigation? Everything comes under the subject matter. The suitable criteria. What are the normal planning, audit planning and approach we need to set aside as is going smoothly? Then sufficient and so after that, my voice is breaking. Are you hearing me? So please, if you are hearing me, please let me see your emoji very well. Are you hearing me very well, clearly? Thank you, Mr. Raji. Yes, so they can hear me. So then under sufficient and appropriate evidence, is one of the elements of assurance engagement. This aspect has to do with how you gather sufficient and appropriate evidence in order for you to form an opinion, whether the financial statement is fairly presented. And lastly, report. When you form an opinion, you put it in a report type and give it to the owner of the company for them to act on it, and also to serve as comfort to them, so that the intended user or the final user of the account will not have any issue while they are trying to use the information for decision making. So that is that about the element of assurance engagement, the chapter 1 as a whole. So this material, you can see, I do chapter review, I of assurance, and state the element of assurance engagement. Then in line with ISA 200, should be able to define, we state the objective and explain the audit related services in May 2022. Let me quickly talk. My voice is breaking. Please, I don't like this thumb down emoji. It's not fair. It's just like I've been saying rubbish. This is a professional class, please. If you are not hearing me very well, just type this thumb down emoji. It's not fair. It's just like I've been saying rubbish. This is a professional class, please. If you are not hearing me very well, just type that you are not hearing me or my voice is breaking. Please, no account issue. You give me thumb down. It's not making sense, please. So let's proceed. So this is where we are going to stop for today's class, but let me quickly tell us or reiterate something more for us in this class, that professional is not as easy as we thought, and because of the technicality of this audit and assurance. So we tend to do more and listen more, write more, don't leave anything untouched. We have to, especially in this audit and assurance, we have to note and make sure that I understand that it's not only what we see or what I read out to you or what you see in the material. Your ability to understand what you see in the material, then you think wide, see it as if this question or the problem is in front of you, and how do you give your professional judgment on that problem you are seeing in front of you that can help the organization to achieve their objective. That is what you should be thinking about. Then next class by Friday, I'm going to tell us the tips on how we are going to answer question in advanced audit and assurance. Just 4 tips, and how this thing will help us in our exam. Because like I said, audit and assurance is one of the hardest course to pass in professional. But you have come to the right place. We are going to make it very, very simple for you. And by the end of this diet, you shall have every course to say Alhamdulillah, to thank Almighty God, because you are not going to write this paper again. Once you follow the instruction, we are here to serve, and we are going to make everything easy for you. So this is where we are going to stop for today. But before we go, let me just give us 5 to 10 minutes for us to entertain questions. So as we proceed, thank you. So if you have a question, please bring it up. So Mrs. Miracle or Mr. Miracle, please, you have the floor. Please, quickly.
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir. Please, sir, can you just go again these suitable criteria and the sufficient and appropriate evidence?
The suitable criteria is what we put in place, like the audit approach, the audit planning, what we put in place that will go along with that client's engagement that we want to do. If we want to do non-audit related services, which is maybe due diligence or on corporate social responsibility, there's a criteria that you need to follow as regard to when you are doing audit of financial information. I mean, all the figures in the financial statement. So that is suitable criteria there. So the suitable criteria goes with the engagement you are doing. Is it non-audit related services, or you are doing audit related services? I hope you understand that one. So sufficient. So everything is step by step. First of all, there must be party. Party must be present before any engagement can be done, whether the practitioner, the responsible party, and the intended user, the subject matter, what you want to do, a suitable criteria that what are the things you are going to follow based on the engagement you are doing, sufficient and appropriate evidence. It has to do with how you gather evidences in order for you to form an opinion. So this sufficient and appropriate evidence, we'll talk about it in chapter 8. Let me quickly relate it here. Sufficient here means the quantity of the evidence. Quantity means like plenty, quantity, while the appropriateness means the quality of the evidence. Let me quickly set an example on that. If you want to audit administrative expenses, administrative expenses is always plenty, is much, but in the face of financial statement, you will not see all those expenses there. They will give you the round figure of that administrative expenses. They now said note 2 or note 3. That if you go to that note, you will see everything that made up of administrative expenses. So let's assume administrative expenses here is 10,000 naira. For example, the total amount for administrative expenses is 10,000 naira. When you now check the note, you now see rent and rate, salary, insurance contract, everything. We now have about 10 expenses that made up of that administrative expenses. So I want to use it to explain the meaning of sufficient and appropriate. Sufficient, I said, it has to do with the quantity. So when you want to gather evidence on that in the aspect of sufficient, you know, I said we have plenty things under administrative expenses. Maybe we have 10 elements that are made up of total administrative expenses to be 10,000 naira, for example. So the meaning of sufficient is we can take 8 out of that 10 and use it as our evidence in order for us to form an opinion that, oh, this 10,000 naira they recorded under these administrative expenses is of transfer view because of the sufficient. That is, you take 8 out of 10 for you to form an opinion. I hope you understand that everybody has sufficiency, which has to do with quantity of evidence. Do we understand, please? Let me see your emoji if you can understand. Thank you. Now, appropriateness. I said appropriateness is quality. Now, I'll still use the same illustration again. You know, I said you pick 8 out of 10 to form your sufficient. Now, we want to talk about appropriateness. Appropriateness here has to do with the quality. So, let's assume I said the total administrative expenses reported in the financial statement is 10,000 naira. So, and I said, I give us some example of administrative expenses like rent and rate, insurance contract, salaries, and the likes, all those things, they are administrative expenses. And I said, the figure they reported is 10,000 naira. So, let's assume that we now have 10. But out of this 10, the rent and rate is 7,000. While the other 9 there, maybe they are 500, 200. So the other 9 now form 3,000. But that rent and rate is 7,000 naira, which is 1. Then the other 9, they are now, if you added the other 9 together, they are now 3,000 naira. So 3 plus 7 making 10, which is what they reported as administrative expenses. The aspect of appropriateness is you can choose only that rent and rate to be 7,000, which is on quality. That is, that 7,000 naira covers the other 9 that you did not pick. So 7,000 naira is what we regarded to as appropriateness because you just pick one and that one covers all other expenses there. That is appropriateness, which is the quality. While sufficient is you pick 8 out of that line items to be your evidence as regards to sufficient, which is on quantity, while appropriateness is on quality. I hope you understand my illustration on that.
Yes,
Where
sir.
is
Thank
this
you, sir.
the answer? Okay, so that is that. Then after everything, when you gather your evidence, then you now give report. Report is now the final thing there. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. You can mute your mic. So, Yetunde Olawale, please.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Mr. Idris.
Please, let's do
Mr.
it one
Idris,
after
good evening, sir.
another. Good evening, ma.
Yes, sir. Well done, sir. So I just
Thank
want
you.
to confirm about this your notes that it covers some example and illustrations.
Okay.
I
This
just want to
material.
confirm.
Okay, you are seeing it already now. Oh, so why is it confirming? You can see the chapter review and the examples that we've been given before, which is in this thing. So how best do you want to confirm again, ma?
I just want to be sure. All right.
Okay.
I'll
All
chat
right.
you up. All right.
No problem. So who else? Any other question?
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Quick one, sir. So my own question is that based on the opinion that the auditor is expected to express, I saw something like negative opinion. So does it really matter that in every case is that
We
it's
are
supposed to be
coming there.
negative?
We are coming there under chapter 14, which is audit report. So how do we report? The one you are seeing negative there is, it means the audit report is used to express in negative form. That is when there is no issue, that when there is no material misstatement, when there is no error. That is, you now say that from the way they used to express it in negative form, that you said from all the information gathered, nothing has come to our observation that the financial statement is free from material misstatement. Nothing. It means you are saying nothing has come. It means that you are trying to express that this in negative form. which means that the financial statement is of true and fair view. That's why they said it is always expressed in negative form. I hope you understand. But we'll get it more clearer when we get to chapter 14. Hello, sir.
Okay, so thank you very much, sir. Based on the definition of audits and definition of assurance engagement,
Okay.
and you also gave us examples of audit-related services and non-audit services. Is audit of financial statement, I just want to situate it, is it a review of data? Then is audit an okay?
So let
Okay.
me, I think I understand it. Yes.
No, I've not finished.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Then the other one is audit-related services, are they assurance services? While non-audit services are non-assurance services, or are they also assurance services? Thank you.
So, to answer your question first, you said audit of financial statement. You
Yes.
said, is it?
Does it come under review of data?
Yes, it might be. They might ask you to come and review. Mrs. Yetunde, please mute your mic, please. That is why I'm trying to control this class. Please mute your mic. You are not the one talking. Thank you. So, audit of financial statement, which is under audit-related services, it can be reviewed. That is, you know, I gave an example of review now. Review is, I said, I'm reviewing account of from 2019 to 2023, meaning that the account has been prepared and audited. But they gave it to me to review so that I can also form an opinion on what those people failed to see that time. Do you understand?
Yes.
That is audit of, I'm trying to audit the financial information. And from my explanation, I said audit of financial information has to do with figures and everything that now translate to the figures we are seeing in the financial statement. So audit review can be audit of financial statement. It might not be on financial statement. You might be reviewing the policies of an organization. The policies will now see translated in the whole financial statement of an organization. So it can be reviewed. It might be part of agreed upon procedure, and it can be compilation, just like you are computing task computation. So everything is regarded as audit of financial statement. So it's now from either it might be review or agree upon procedure or compilation. I hope you understand that, sir.
Yes, yes.
So the other part that you said, what was your second question?
I said whether assurance engagement comprise both audit-related services and non-audit-related services.
So everything you are doing, it is assurance engagement you are doing, whether it is audit related or not audit related. If it is audit related, you are trying to say that, oh, maybe financial information, the organization policies, on everything, that is audit related services that will translate in the figures in the financial statement. The end product is you are giving an opinion. You know, you are going to give opinion. You are trying to assure the person that give you work that, oh, this information that they present to you before is of true and fair view. So the end product is, whether it is audit assurance service or non-audit services, you are giving assurance for the two. So non-assurance services, example of non-assurance services is employment policy. When you review an employment policy, you will review and give your assurance on it. Oh, your assurance might be the way you express your opinion that, oh, from everything, these policies is okay. Aspect of due diligence is another example of non-audit related services. Due diligence is a situation whereby you are trying to find out extra information about the company you want to buy. If I'm company A, I want to buy company B, I will engage a practitioner, whether an accountant or an auditor. Please help me find out more information about this company B before I can put my money and buy. So you have to give me a report. The report you will give me, you are assuring me that, oh, everything is fine. Or you give me assurance, oh, don't buy this company, oh, you will run at loss. Oh. Do you understand?
Yes.
The two, you still come across assurance engagement. You are still going to give me assurance whether to buy or not to buy, whether the information is correct or not. You are giving me a report. So that report might be seen it as, we don't call it feedback like that. In audit, we call it assurance. I hope you understand, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so
Have
much.
I answered your question?
You do. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. So, any other question? Please, let's. There's a recording. I'm going to send because I said this class is live on YouTube. I'm going to send this thing for YouTube so that I can watch later at your leisure time. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for your time, for staying through this night. Thank you, and I wish us best of luck. And you can see, I try as much as possible to make this class be straightforward, be easy to relate with, because I understand that if you understand the concept of what you are talking about, then you can now express yourself more on it. Like if you understand the meaning of assurance engagement, from one definition I give you, you can also develop your own definition to make it 2 or 3, because that's what they expect us to do in this professional class. They expect us to write as much as possible in order for you to convince the person that is marking it, because they assume that, oh, I don't know anything about what you are writing. It is the information you are giving me, that is what I'm going to mark you on. If you just give me that assurance services is A, and you have chance to give me assurance services is A, it can also lead to B and C, and you just limit yourself to A. I'm going to mark you on that A that you give me. But if you see another person and I explain that assurance services can be A, it lead to B, and B also lead to C, and C can now still go back to A. You know, the information the person give me now is not going to make me understand more this audit and assurance is. So thank you so much, everybody. Like I said, you reach out to me via DM, so we are going to discuss about it. So I'm going to send the YouTube stream to us on our group chat so that we can also visit it after the lecture and at our leisure time. So thank you, everybody, for your time and for saying so. See you next week. See you
Thank you, sir.
on Friday. Yes,
I
thank
thought
you.
you said
Thank
Friday.
you, thank you,
Yes,
thank
I
you.
said see you on Friday. See you on Friday.
All
Good
Friday.
right.
night, everybody. Have a
Friday is
wonderful
not
night.
next week.
Thank you. Bye
Yes,
bye.
Yes,
see you
sir.
on Friday. Bye. Good night.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye.
But we should be.